Okay, it's time to plant your tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers. Finally, we're going to show you how I plant my tomatoes. Here I cleaned up my garden area from the winter, turned over the soil, pulled out some of the first weeds that popped up, get rid of it, clean up the soil. I'm going to dig my hole. There's some of the weeds that got turned over. I like to plant my tomatoes deep. You can see when I did the raised bed, I don't get much. I got really nice soil. Dig my hole probably twice the size that I need it. And then my rule of thumb is if you're planting a 1 gallon pot, you want to use 1 gallon of your soil amendment. Today we're going to use Dr. Earth. I love Dr. Earth. You can use it and plant in your pots. Plant directly in your pots. Very good mix. And then just sprinkle it about on top of your good soil. I would say if you didn't have really good soil, put another pot full on there and mix it up. It'll help the plant. And when I plant my peppers and my tomatoes, I plant them deep because they will get roots on the stem right here. These little bumps, that will become a root. So what I do is I strip off a couple bottom leaves, and these are really nice fibrous roots. Just tickle them a little bit. If they're more roots than that, sometimes you got to cut them with a knife. Okay, take it, put it deep in the hole, and then take all your blended compost and hill them up. Press them down tight. One of the most important things is to get rid of the air pockets. If you don't have a hose at your garden and you're not going to water it for a couple hours, then make sure you pack it tight. Get all the air pockets out so there's no air against the roots. Here's another one of my secrets. We all have blossom end rot on our first tomatoes because you water a little bit every day. You want to water deep every day. Every time you want to water deep. So I take an old coffee pot and I cut a little hole in it. It's a little bit bigger than a 16-penny nail, and I aim that hole at the plant. But I don't just set the pot on the top. I actually plant that pot right next to my cucumbers, next to my peppers. Cucumbers, love it. You'll have cucumbers all summer long because they won't dry out. Take that hole and put it right there facing the tomato plant, and then take the dirt and fill it up. Pack it in there like that. So whenever you water your tomato plant, you water the tomato plant around the tomato, and then also fill that pot every time. And then for the next hour or two after you fill that pot and you've watered, it waters really deep. And the plants love it. They'll love you for it. This year at Hawthorn Gardens, keeping with tradition, another great tomato cage. Kind of looks upside down, don't it? It's got petals on it, and it's sturdier this way. And you just take and step right on those petals and push it in the soil. By the way, this is my favorite tomato plant. This is called Big Beef. Really nice slicing tomato, good for your sandwiches, not a lot of water. So happy planting.